in my headphones, but I'm not. I wish I could play music more, but I'm not. But you're in the right place at the right time here on Thursday nights for another show of the Loyal BBN Fan Show, because this is what we getting ready to pop off and talk about tonight. CBS Sports has us ranked a little better than the AP. 10 proven coaches that may be able to replace Coach Stoops, maybe. And Louisville got some drama with comments that Coach Rick Pitino said during Big Blue Madness. What's going on, guys? This is Mike, and I'm back in it. I uh, I was walking to the house because I was talking to my daughter, and me and her, we have a good time talking. My boys don't really talk to me a whole lot, so I guess they're really grown, so they don't communicate with Dad very often. Uh, but I'm happy to be back into the house tonight because UK's in the house tonight, and that's what makes it so good right here. So come on in, guys. Let's just talk for a few minutes, and let me see how you guys are doing. Don't forget to give wherever you're from a shout out if you got something special going on. Need anything? Please let in the comments know so I can give you a shout out if it's your first time watching. Please do. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, I have to put this disclosure out so everyone will know, because I won't see you guys no more until live until Tuesday night. So don't forget that starting Saturday, all post game shows will only be streamed through YouTube. Once again, starting Saturday after the Florida game, all post game shows will be only streamed um, through YouTube. So please plan accordingly as well, and I appreciate your support as well. We're gonna just get right into it. So CBS Sports has us ranked a little bit better than the AP. Once again, I'm still, I don't really matter. I mean, does it feel good? I guess that somebody's giving us a little bit more love. But CBS Sports has us listed at number 15 in the country, and they also have us ranked number third. They have us ranked third in the SEC, only behind, of course, Alabama and Tennessee, which we're capable of beating both of those teams. And I feel like we will beat both those teams this year because we're Kentucky and we're going to get it done. So, we're getting a little love out here from it, and it feels good. And maybe I'll put this right here up too as well. Take this right here off and put this right here up. Put this overlay on. So, other than that, man, what's going on? What up, Mike? Rick Brown? I see you in the house. Roger Robinson, you get my first shout out. Well, actually, no, let's talk Jesus. He gets the first shout out tonight. Appreciate it. Hoptown, go Cats. AFI, thank you. I can't wait to get down there. I know Matt Short keeps talking about that there's a nice little steakhouse in Hoptown. So I definitely look for. I think it's Hoptown. He said Hoptown or Madisonville or something like that. So I definitely look forward to getting down there, checking out that thing. Jimmy, I see you. Thank you for joining in. Absolutely. Yep. I almost see when I almost called Roger first because of the way that the comments come up. I forgot to look at the top instead of the bottom. So yes, let's talk Jesus. You first, baby. Absolutely. But yeah, man, just basketball rankings are out through CBS, and CBS is usually always hard on Kentucky as well. Um, but they see something. They see something very special in us. So I guess that's right. And so we're gonna just talk about that. What's this right here at? Talk about a little. So we're gonna talk about football tonight. A little football coaches that can replace Kentucky. Um, the CBS ranking, and a old Louisville player has some comments about Rick Pitino, and he's already calling him a lie. So hey there, everyone. Son of a gunner, thank you for joining in. I see you as well too. Uh, so CPS, written by, who is this? Drew Brown. No, that's not it. Wrong thing. My apologies for that. Right here, whenever it comes up. Chris Fisher writes that the CBS Sports has ranked us 15th in the nation. Are we the 15th best team in the nation? I don't know, uh, but I feel like Coach Pope is going to put up. He's going to put a product on the floor that's going to be outstanding. And CBS usually is hard on Cow's teams. Yeah. Now Pope is the head coach. Yeah, I know, right? So that's why I said CBS is usually hard on the cat. So I guess they don't. Maybe it's a conspiracy that they don't like him, the old coach, at all. And I guess they're feeling. Let me take this off right here. I don't need to have this up no more. I'll put it up again in a minute. I don't need that up. So let me take that off, and let me take this right here off too as well. Okay, let's just talk what's next. But I don't think, yeah, I don't think they was too fond of the other coach. But I really feel like maybe they got some love for Coach Pope. I mean, we all got love for Coach Pope, so I enjoy that. We didn't get a lot of love from CBS, so it was kind of a breath of fresh air when you actually saw that CBS was actually giving us some love. That's actually a really really good thing right there. So we just gotta just keep pushing. We can sit here, we can look at the rankings about. It doesn't matter who's ranking us, who's putting us where. It really doesn't really matter. Um, at the end of the day, the Wildcats still got to go out and play ball. And what am I doing, bro? I'm off. I haven't talked to my daughter in a couple of days, so that's what kept me from whatever. But I forgot to even put the microphone in front of my face, so I was like, something doesn't sound right. Something in my ear is not sounding right. I guess I might want to put the mic up here for a few minutes. Boy, I tell you, I'm having some failures today. That's for sure. Um, but we definitely, at the end of the day, Kentucky still, no matter where we get ranked at, Kentucky still has to go out and play solid basketball day in and day out. And one thing about this that I'm really looking forward to it as well too. People look at Coach Pope, and this is his dream job, and he's back at his alma mater and everything. But it's more than one dream that's going to be unleashed when we start our first ball game, and that's Travis Perry and Trent Noor. Dreams are going to be coming true. They're already Wildcats. They're already the won over the hearts of the fan base. But it's going to be something different when they actually run out as a Kentucky Wildcat into Rupp Arena. That's going to be a special moment for those guys. That's going to be dreams come true. So we're going to just talk about that a little bit too as well. Very excited for the season. Hey, Michael, I see you. Thanks so much for joining in. Jeff Richardson, thanks for joining. I see you as well. Very excited for the season to unfold. Pope has got the energy back into the program, and win or lose, it's going to be fun to watch this year. Can't wait. Go Catch. I agree with you absolutely, Michael. Jeff says, I think as a Kentucky native, I think it's a special thing to have Kentucky boys on this team again. It is. It's really special. And, like I said, we get, I think sometimes because Coach Pope has won a championship because he played at Kentucky, and now he's back at his alma mater. Now he's done got Rick, back into the fold. I think, and I think sometimes maybe just a little bit we may overlook, or we may tend to maybe look over just slightly, not much, and that's not everybody, but sometimes being freshmen in Trent and Perry, sometimes they may get looked over, but this is a dream of theirs too that's about to come true. So already Mr. 46 and 38 UVA scores. Oh, no, he didn't. I don't think he. I'm not. I haven't seen anything about him retiring, so I'm not really sure. But Blake, thanks for joining in, and I appreciate it as well. I haven't seen anything about him retiring unless somebody can show me something. A lot of times, the news that I get, I have to get up like an hour early or whatever just to start going through, just to see what's going on. Because when I go to bed, I don't have a whole lot of news. So when I wake up, it seems like everything gets flopped and swept and moved over. So I have to play catch up, and sometimes it's not enough time to play catch up and have all the latest news of what everybody else has already been talking about all day long. But I'm just, when I woke up and then I seen the CBS Sports and I saw that those guys are actually giving us Tony, yes, recited effective. Tony Bennett recited effective immediate. Um, he recited or he retired. I don't know what. Can you Torres just went live. Um, I don't know. Recited. Tony Bennett. Oh, Tony Bennett stepped down I wonder if he just didn't want to coach no more, or was it something? No, it's okay. No problem whatsoever. I was like, I'm not really sure what that means. I'm trying to read the comments, but sorry, retired. No, I'm see. I mean, I saw. So I guess I'm just now. I'm just now hearing that, and of course, I can't compete with if Aaron Torres is going live, I can't compete with with what he's doing live. I'm just a little. I'm just a mom and pops podcast. So his players has 30 days to transfer. Wow. But Kentucky doesn't need anybody anymore. So Mark Pope shouldn't be going nowhere. He shouldn't be looking because we got the last walk on to fill the our last row. So I mean I don't think we I mean still no reason why. Okay, still no reason why he just stepped down. So we have to see. All I know is at Kentucky, Coach Pope is still my coach, and he's not. Coach Pope is not stepping down no time soon. So that brings me a lot of joy as well too. Basketball hasn't even tipped off yet. We got a big football game against Florida, and it just seems to be still no. It still just seems to be that because of the loss to Vandy, it just seems like people are just in a sense just kind of moving on. The walk is on just another Kentucky boy. I didn't know he was from Kentucky. Actually, you know what? I think I read that too. No, we don't need their players. No, their players might slow the game down, and that's what we don't need people to slow the game down. Coach Pope is running and running and running, and those guys might have the mentality of just slowing everything down. He'll open tryouts for the last spot. That's and that's the kind of thing that makes Mark Pope so special, man. It's just it's just to give the smaller guy an opportunity to walk on, dress out for Kentucky, get the shoes like Kentucky, get the locker room like Kentucky, enjoy the festivities like a Kentucky player, and I think that's what makes this right here so good. But yes, that was cool of Pope to do it. They said walk on from Kentucky is going to surprise some people. I hope so. I love it when a walk on turns into a scholarship. That's always, but it's always hey Jeff, it's always good to see the walk ons in practice get surprised with the scholarships. That's always. I'm an emotional brother, so when I see something like that, I always get kind of a little teary eyed because that individual has worked his butt off, and they had and speaking of a walk on one of the I think the wide receiver for Vandy who caught maybe one or two touchdowns or whatever it was. He was a walk on, and now he's a superstar at Vandy. He helped beat Kentucky. So don't count walkouts off all the time. Some walk-offs, they understand that their role is just to be there to help support, be an extra man or whatever. But some guys can actually really come in. Some guys can actually really, really come in and actually really, really make a difference if given the opportunity, and not just somebody who's just taking up a number, but some guys actually come in and really, really can help make a difference. And of course, we've seen that against Vandy because that wide receiver just picked us apart as well. But yeah, so just getting back into the rankings and like stuff like that. Jackson Robinson said the game he is looking forward to is Texas A&M. I hope so, man. Tony Bennett retired part because of transfer portal. Ooh, I guess he said he doesn't want to. I mean, but hey, Stephen, thanks for joining the show. I appreciate you. Um, but I don't know how that makes sense. Like Dick Vitale speculates Tony Bennett retired in part because of transfer portal and NIL. But like, why do you like we're 3 weeks away from college basketball? Like, why are you retiring like right now abruptly? Hey, Scott, welcome to the show. I see you. Thank you. Why do you retire abruptly with 3 weeks before the season starts? Like, for me, it seems like it would be a health reason or something, but just to retire like this, just because of NIL and the portal, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe he just looked at his team and says, "We're not going to be good this year. I'm out of here." He just bailed on them. But I guess more and more about this story will come out soon. As far as that's why Saban retired. But think about Saban though. If Saban waited to the end of the year though, Saban didn't. I mean, he didn't. He didn't do it like 3 weeks left. 3 weeks before the season started. I think that's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? At least I don't recall him retiring that way. It was the season was over and he called it quits. He seen the season out. But I mean, I guess. See, here's the thing though. I have to say this about the coach is if his heart wasn't going to be into it, then yeah, absolutely. And we understand how that went with one of our coaches. It's like, okay, my heart's not in it. I'm already looking for another job, so I'm already 1 foot out the door. So I applaud him if he just felt like, you know what, my heart's not in it no more. I'm not going to be any good to these young men. I'm just going to just step down and let somebody come in whose heart's going to be completely dedicated to winning here at Virginia. And that has to, if that's the case, then much respect to him because I mean if you've already checked out, then your players are going to pick up on it. Your players are going to read it, and your players are going to act accordingly. And if you don't care, then we don't care. So, but maybe he just wasn't feeling it. Some speculation also that timing forces UVA to name one of his assistants as an interim coach instead of external hire. Could be. I mean, you got guys who probably been faithful to him, who's been up under him for a while. So why not? They already know the Virginia system. All they doing is just moving over to a bigger office and a lot more responsibility. So maybe the NCAA investigated Tony Bennett and found out he was still in the air out of the ball before games was slowed the face down. Hey, if I could give a comment of the night, it would definitely be Michael there. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. If they're smart, they'll offer Bennett the athletic director's job. But what he even wanted though, see what I'm saying? So y'all have a good night. I'm gonna scoot on out and just wanted to get on here and say, hey Jeff, thanks for jumping on and saying hi. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Hit that like button on your way out, okay? Let the team with maybe players get left their team with maybe players can leave now. This don't look good for who is going to take over. They're gonna take over to a team that ain't got nothing. So I mean, if all players get like, well, I'm out of here. He's not here anymore. I came here to Virginia, not for Virginia, but to play for this coach. And teams are just well, they even have a team, so they gonna have to have tryouts for real. Um, it's just a sticky situation out there. But as the story unfolds, I'm pretty sure a lot more information will come out on why he left and why he decided to go. But that comment about from Michael is funny though. maybe uh, maybe he let the air out the balls to slow the game down. But we have to see. So Alex, thanks for joining. I see you joining in. Thank you so much. It means a lot. So are you? I mean, how much does the rankings does the rankings at this particular part of the year really matter to you as a fan? I mean, as a fan, and if you see your team in the top five, yeah, you know what I'm saying, you really enjoy that. Hey, my brother. Hey, RL, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. That's why they should offer him that job for his recruiting. Could be. Yep. Ryan Davenport, no. I don't. I mean, I don't really think recruiting really makes a difference. I know a lot of people out there hang a lot on where they're at in like the first time of the year. I mean, is it good to be able to look and see your team as number one in the nation? Of course that feels good. But you, as a fan, if you're really honest with the whole ranking systems and everything like that, you understand what comes with being number one. You understand what comes with being top five, top 10. You understand the pressure that comes for that. And you don't really know what your players are really capable of, really the pressure of really handling. Because when you rank that high, all eyes are literally on you even more. And as if being at Kentucky, you don't have enough eyes on you as well. When you become that ranked, that high a ranked team and whatnot, then you have even more eyes on you. So, not all teams can really handle that pressure. I like where we at, and I'll even go back and say you can even cancel out the CBS and just keep us in the AP at 23 and let us play our way and let us earn the respect that I think we're gonna earn, and I think it's gonna start. We're gonna start earning some respect when we play Duke. I think that's going to be the coming out party for Kentucky. That's going to be the coming out party for Coach Polk. And just the guys are just going to rally around. I think we're going to find a way to knock off Duke. I don't think nothing of the ranking preseason and during the season until we start conference play because that's when we have to win. I think so too. Now, of course, we want to win as many non-conference games as we want to, especially, we know we want to beat Ohio State. We know we want to beat Clemson, and we want to beat Duke as well. But you can't lose them all. And of course, we want to beat Gonzaga this year too, because for me, it's just kind of like we gotta beat those guys. We can't keep losing to them. So I'm hoping that this is the year that we find a way to beat Gonzaga. That's crazy that Kentucky is saying, "I hope we find a way to beat Gonzaga." Like that sounds taboo. That doesn't even sound natural in no way whatsoever. So hopefully we can get back to winning and being the blue blood that we're supposed to be. What's the team that get exposed in the extradition game and the 2 games before Duke game? I don't think we lose those games, but let us know. But let us know before Duke going down. So really considering booking flights down to Atlanta for the Duke game. Man, dude, that would be. I would, man. I for me, I really wanted to go home early. Unfortunately, the tax systems in our country says if you come home early, so you got a couple of things that that's gonna hurt you. So unfortunately I have to stay. I have to do at least 330. I got to do at least 330 days out of the country in order for me to benefit from the tax system. So so that way I have to stay until sometimes in to December or at the very longest early January, just to make sure that I get the tax thing. But I want to go home so bad because that's just a game I would love to be able to say, where was you when Mark Pope coached Duke for the first, coached against Duke for the first time? And I would love to be in Atlanta because I would go, definitely would go to that. Of course, the last time I went to a game in Atlanta was the Sweet 16, and we got beat by Kansas State. So maybe, so just maybe, I shouldn't go to a Duke game. I mean, a Kentucky game in Atlanta. Gonzaga has been a perennial favorite for a while now. They have been, and it's in, but the whole narrative. Hey, Devontae, thank you so much. The whole narrative about Gonzaga is they play out west. They don't play anybody, and when they start playing Kentucky, then they beat them 2 years in a row. So it's just kind of like to it's it feels odd as a Kentucky fan that says we need to be the West Coast team and we need to stop letting them beat us. It just what I'm saying, it just feels odd that we have to say that, and because everybody, hey, Gonzaga don't play nobody, they ain't no good, this and that, and then they come in and then they play the best team in the nation in Kentucky, and then they knock us off 2 years in a row with Reed Shepherd, with Dillingham, with those guys 2 years in a row, and it just hurts. And I just hope, really, I really, really, really hope that this year we can end that and we can get back into the win column and we can make this right. Because next year when they go to Nashville, I think they in Nashville next year. Next year when they go to Nashville, I'll be at that game. That's for sure. Yeah, we had him. If you decide to come to Atlanta to watch the game, let me know. We can. You can. Man, Scott, you all right, big guy. More than welcome to morning enough. You all right, bro? I appreciate that. Yeah, I won't. Unfortunately, because see, my thing is, I won't go back to the states unless I'm going back for good, because I won't come back. So I'm really at that mindset is that if I get on a plane and if I fly back to America for vacation, I might not come back. And I got way too much stuff that I got to get back to the house. So if I just go on vacation, I might just pack up my computer and says y'all guys can have everything else. I'm out. So proving you can have a decent team and play 25 cupcakes. So got to do it. Hey Michelle, thanks for joining on X as well. Michelle, I know you just joining me. My starting Saturday. All post game shows will only be ran through YouTube. So I apologize for that. I know that you're one of the few people who actually really jump in and watch me here from X. So I really appreciate that. So I just want to put that out there that everything moving forward, the post game shows will be just through YouTube as well. Pope asked the players to comment on the season and what they will bring. Jackson Robertson said he wants to be a translator for all the players to know when it's right, when it is. So absolutely, these guys are locked in for Kentucky this year. No one can come out here and promise and say that we're gonna win number 9 and we're gonna do all this big things. But one thing about it, though, one thing that you can say for guarantee is Mark Pope is going to have these guys ready to play. Mark Pope is not going to show up feeling like, I don't want to be here today. Then it's going to translate over to the players. He's going to show up with high energy, and his players want to show up and they want to match that too as well. So I really think my friend offers stands anytime. Thank you so much, Scott. I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. It means a lot to me. But I think Mark Pope, Coach Pope, is going to bring the energy every single night, and it's going to relate out there. And having someone like Jackson Robinson, who has already played up under Coach Pope for 2 years, he understands what Coach Pope is looking for, and that's going to make the difference. And he's going to be able to help those guys on the floor. And I'm glad that we have these games prior to going to play Duke, so we can work out some things, so we can really get some game time speed, and then have a blessed night. Thanks, Scott. So we can work some things out, so we can make sure that we're where we need to be at by the time we get to Duke and we go to Atlanta and we upset those guys as well. So it's just going to be it's just really, really going to be good to really go and just watch these guys perform and these guys get back into the fold and doing what Kentucky basketball does, and that's winning game after game after game. We're going to take some bruises, absolutely, but I think we're going to bounce back, and I think we're going to be okay. But for real, I wish I had a name. Who was this? I can't have a name, but someone mentioned about the rankings and stuff like that. For me, like I said, I really want to win our non-conference games, but it's all about when we get into SEC play, because we know how grueling it is night in and night out. Win number 9, I guarantee. Hey, Hal, there you go. See what I'm saying? Some people's ready to go on out there and call it what it is. Oh, we gonna win number 9. I guarantee that. So let's go do it. I ain't. Once again, on my show, I'm not gonna tell you how to feel. What's your favorite color? Blue or white? Blue. I'm a blue guy. Coach Pope is legit. He will prove himself quickly, and this year's team is going to surprise people. You can quote me on that. Kent Wilson, write it down, big guy. Make sure, hey, after the show is over, Kent, go ahead and come back to the show and write this same comment into the comments, okay? So when Coach Pope, we'll be able to go back and see this in writing where it matters the most. Because if you don't watch a lot and if you're new here, whatever you're saying here is just like live on the show, so it will not, anything you say right now will not be in the comment section on YouTube itself. I think that's the reason why I kind of decided to, I'm going to do more uploads, just like I uploaded a video today as well too. So please, it'll be at the end of this video as well. So please go, if I'm able to put it on there. But that's the only thing doing lives. All you guys' comments after the show is gone, they just disappear. So it doesn't count anything towards my YouTube page or nothing like that. So that's why I ask people, if you can, to go back, when the show is ended, go back and comment or, like or whatever you want to do. It makes a big difference on my show as well. But I look forward to that. So what's your favorite color? Blue? Oh, what's your favorite color? Blue and white. There you go. I completely misread what you said, Jimmy. So yeah, blue and white. That's my colors, guys. Yeah, love how 𝐀𝐫𝐭𝐒𝐤𝐞𝐬𝐞𝐞𝐤𝐥𝐲 came out with the song "Put a Ring on It." There you go. We got some singers. We got some singers on the team. I see. Put a ring on it. That was for him to come out with a song like that. You can tell he's comfortable. He's comfortable with what he's trying to do here at Kentucky. So, you know what? I got to say something about that CBS rankings. I was laying in bed when I read it before I got up to come for the computer, and I saw something that, is there any possible way that Kobe does not start this year? Is it going to be Butler and Christian starting? It made me laugh, because I don't think not one time did I actually really imagine Kobe not starting this year. I mean, where's this set right here? So he got his starting. Who is this? Pope. What guy was this? Who actually said this? Matt Norlander. He has projected rap song. It's crazy great. Matt Norlander has projected his starting 5 for Kentucky, and you guys tell me what you guys think. I think 4 of the guys we already knew was going to start, which was in Andrew, Lamont, Jackson Robinson, and Amari Williams. Uh, I think everybody knew those four would start. I didn't see Chris Chrisa start. I mean I just didn't. I've always seen him, and this is no knock on him, but I think the way that they went and got Butler, that pretty much signifies Butler's going to be in the starting lineup as our point guard, as our PG1. I got that, but to see that he really thinks that Chrisa is going to start over Kobe, that made me laugh a little bit because I never I that never crossed my mind that would be the case. Do you guys think Kobe's coming off the bench? Now he came off the bench, I think for Davis in his last team, and he was a great three point shooter. But do you think Mark Pope brought him? Butler and Brea is going to start. I think so, Brea. I think so too, along with Williams, Carr, and Robinson. I think so too. Like I when I saw that, I was like, and Matt Nolan, he knows a whole lot more than I do. This is what he does for a living. He doesn't have a part time job and then tries to do stuff on the side. This is what he does 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I get that. But, for me, I was just like, man, get out of here, dude. Ain't no way. Ain't no way Kobe's coming off the bench. West Virginia want Carter to come off the bench. Chandler is going to be the wild card. Do overlook him, boy. This boy got skills. No, he won't. No, he won't. Write it down. So I can't see a world now. Can he play himself out of it because he's just not performing? Absolutely. But to start the season off, man, not many things just make me lay in bed and just laugh out loud. And I still only got one eye open, and I'm trying to look for whatever's going on. So that just like what? No, he's not starting now. Once again, that's no knock on him, but I think having that type of player come off the bench with his attitude, I think that's a really really good thing. Because if you look at it like if you look at it like kind of what they bring, Kobe, even though he would come off the bench and he would score, that would be awesome. But we need somebody to come off the bench when the other team is feeling fatigued, when they don't have a deep bench like we have. And if you have Chris Christie coming off the bench with his attitude, and he's just going to aggravate those guys who is already half worn out because we've been running up and down the court and we've been running them in the floor, and then you get Christie to come in and get inside their head even more. I think that's just a recipe for success right there. I do. This year's team has the right thought process. Like my God, grandfather, the late great Kenny Rollins, always said it's about the team, about the name on the front of the jersey. And hey, Ken, thanks for joining in. Matt Short, I see you too as well. Kerr's a trash talker. Imagine him coming off the bench and getting in opponents' heads. I'm better than I'm drinking Gatorade, listening to all the single ladies, and that's what I'm saying right there. You bring Chris off the bench. The other team is worn out and they frustrated, and then you bring him in, and then he holds up, show me a ring, and thinking, that's epic. That's a recipe for success here at Kentucky. Is going to bring he's going to bring, and I don't know if Kobe, because he's not, Kobe wasn't brought here to be that spark. He's just bring here to set up, give me the ball, let me, let me shoot the three. But when you can bring in Chris Christopher from off the bench, dude, that's crazy. That's crazy good right there. So can this team full court press for 40 minutes? I don't know. One thing, look, this is from Matt Short. One thing about it, though, is can this team full court press for 40 minutes? I don't know. But if it's somebody that would try to make that happen, and if he sees that the scenario calls for it, maybe maybe Coach Pope can make that happen. But that's when you come into having a really deep bench, though. When you have a deep bench like that, and you know that the guys can go out and just go at it for 40 minutes because they know that they got a good backup behind them, and that they can go for 6 or 7 minutes spurts and do that. Anything is possible, but we know that that if it can be tried, Coach Pope would actually instill it into the game plan. Gonna get induced. That's I can't wait, man. I just can't wait to see him out there play, man. And it's crazy when you look that much. It's almost like Reed Shepard. You you look forward to Reed coming off the bench. You look forward to Dillingham coming off the bench because that was that immediate. Like you could just tell a difference. And I don't know why they didn't start. I don't want to go into all of that. But when they came off the bench, you could see the crowd get into it. You could just see the other opponent. No, they already knew exactly what was getting ready to happen. They already knew that, but they still couldn't stop it. So having a deep bench, having that many 3-point shooters, and look, I mean, and we only touching on those guys. How fast UK fans have switched from this football team can win 9-10 games and will beat somebody to no football talk. We are going to talk football. We're going to talk football. Believe me, we going to talk. I got it on my to-do list, Chris. There you go. So, but everybody says Kentucky's the basketball school, right? I'm just saying. So if we're basketball school, then that's what we talk. But we still believe in our Wildcats. So not 40 minutes, but yes, some of the game. He is going to run 5 different defenses. There you go. Hey, Chris, we're still talking about football. We ain't forgot about football yet. Believe me, we're not turning it back on football as well. Kentucky's going to go down and beat Florida. Lock it in, Mike. Who's going to be the MVP? Who's going to be the MVP of this team? I'm gonna go out on the limb and say because I need my point guard to be the best that he could be, and I need him to be more than just somebody that can score the basketball. I need him to be a leader, and I need him to make everybody else around him. So I'm hoping Butler is the MVP. And that's just me because if he's the MVP, then that means he's making everybody around him much better. That's for sure. Kentucky football is like your high school crash, always breaking your heart. They are. So, Chris, you can say this because Vandy's having a really good year. So, of course, you come on here, and of course, your heart is all sucked into it. That Vandy, after so many years, is having a really fabulous year. So I agree with you. I understand. But yeah, for me, I hope Lamont Butler is the MVP because when he is, then things are going good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just makes sense. You want your point guard to be leading the way, not necessarily in points, nothing like that. But as a point guard, it's more than just hey, can I get an assist? You know what I'm saying? Can I get a bucket? It's all about bringing the team together. You're the guy who calls everybody together before a free throw. You get everybody up. You make sure. I didn't even mention Vandy. I know you didn't, but you're excited because Vandy's having a good year this year. So it's natural for you to do that. And we beat Florida 23-17. I got us beating Florida. We do. We're better. I think we're gonna go down to. I don't think we're gonna have distractions. Um, we ain't got to worry about being at home in our cars and think about what we're gonna do after the game. And only thing we got to do is just get on the plane and go to Florida and just play football, and leave everything else back in Lexington. And I think Kentucky is going to defeat Florida, and I'm gonna call it here. So I want to see Butler versus AJ. Hoggett is all Big Ten players. Should be a good matchup. It should be good, man. Yeah, and even Vandy should have a good team this year too. New coach, good players, and like stuff like that. So it's gonna be good. Yeah, but Butler's going to be tested way before he sees AJ Hoggett though. So this is going to be a fun year for SEC basketball, and it ain't going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. All teams out here this year, they got some players. They went out and they did some things during the off season. They picked up some guys in the portal, some pretty solid players. But it's not going to be easy for no SEC teams. I think this is going to be a grueling season, but it could be one of the best SEC years in a long time for a lot of teams. Come on, y'all show Vandy Chris some love. They would finally get the 10th bowl in 120 years. Yeah, I have a feeling. I have a feeling Vandy's going to go to the bowl game this year. And hey, man, Kentucky might not make a bowl this year. I mean, that I guess it is what it is. So jumping into a little football, it's a lot of talk out there about as far as as far as Coach Stoops and people replacing him. People can do better for less money. Um, and all this kind of stuff. If you as a fan had to pick a coach to replace him, the number one person seems to be John Summerall. He seems to be the number one person who seems to be the top of the list. Who would be a great fit as a replacement. But hey, Mark Hurl, thanks for joining in. I appreciate you, Coach. Coach Pope picks players to fill a role, not necessarily the 5-star, but the one that fits. There you have it, man. 10, 11 teams in the NCAA tournament this year. The SEC is going to be tough, man. Football season's still going on, but it's like look, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, okay? Football season's going on. We ain't having a good year. And I mean, and that's not even just because we lost to Vandy. We got the story about what's the name. We couldn't make the right call to beat Georgia like we should have been. Um, But when basketball season starts after Big Blue Madness, it's like basketball season is here. And with the love that we have, we love our football. We do. But when basketball season after Big Blue Madness, basketball is here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, basketball is here. This is our bread and butter. This is what we love with so much passion. It's hard to just ignore that basketball season is just not about to happen in 2.5 weeks. I mean, it's hard to say, basketball season starting, no problem. We got a blue and white game coming up. Oh, there's nothing going on with basketball. Yes, we love our Kentucky basketball, and it's hard to come on here and not talk. Now, during the summertime, can you get away from talking about basketball? Absolutely. We still got a long time. We still got to get to football season. So, but when basketball season starts, it's just ain't over yet. But I'm excited about. Oh, absolutely. I'm not just saying, football season is over. Oh, we could just forget about that. But it's just something about the basketball season when it's time to roll in. It's just going to be so much fun, and we're looking forward to it. And this is just not just any old year. This I think could be a special year. Hopefully, don't you think that SEC mid-tier program is a huge step for a guy in just the third year as a head coach? It is, and Chris, that's the difference between me and you. I'm look. Once we play Vandy, I talk smack and then I move on. I wish Vandy the best. I don't have any ill will against Vandy. Vandy wins the ball game, and even if we beat Vandy in football, I enjoy it for a day or two, and I'm gone. Like I don't go back and relive the game. I don't keep talking about it. I just move on. I don't like it's over. Uh, that's just what I do. But yeah, Vandy's having a good year. The coach is winning down there. He's changing the culture. Players are there that's buying into the program. So you should be happy, and I'm not going to knock you on that. You know what I'm saying? If Kentucky was sitting here at 7 or at 6-0 right now, we'd be rah rah rah. But basketball season's in, football's not really doing too well. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's my mindset. And if I sit here and just keep drilling on how bad things are for Kentucky football right now, I'll be miserable. So let's talk about Kentucky basketball. Throw a little football in there once in a while because it still is football season and still things can happen. But we're excited about basketball season because people have been waiting for this. I figure, especially how the way the season ended, how the new coaching we got in here, the players we got, we got some Kentucky kids that's gonna be able to live their dream. It's just gearing up to hopefully be a special year. That was actually a compliment to your program. I just wonder if Summerall would be worth the risk since he is only in his third year. Oh, my fault, Chris. I apologize for that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but a lot of people. He seemed to be Summerall. He seems to be the. He seems to be what people are really talking about. Or it seems like the big wigs, people who write and like stuff like that, he always seems to be the top of the list of who would be the obvious replacement, played at Kentucky and all this kind of stuff. So uh, I guess we just got to see. But Mark Stoops, he hears all this, he sees all this. So we have to wonder: is this going to be his last year here? Is he going to walk away? Will he take another job somewhere else? It's just all to be seen. Do we need a does Kentucky football need a refresh? We have to see. Hats off to what Mark Stoops has did since he's been here at Kentucky, but maybe he's got us to a point where now we need to bring in somebody else fresh that can continue to push us forward past where we at. It just maybe that's the case, and people move on. This could be a special year. This team came here to win number 9, so let's tip it up and go. It's just coming from Kentucky fans, not just me. I think he's going to walk away. uh, 8 UKO. Uh, hey, thank you. I've never really seen your name before. It kind of sort of caught me off guard, but thanks for joining in. I appreciate it. I think he's going to walk away. I mean, he could walk away after this year. He could just be like, you know what? Let's finish. But my thing about Coach this year is, regardless if you got it up in your mind that you might walk away at the end of this year, try your best to finish hard. Try your best to take this team and says I don't know what's going to happen next year. I don't know if I'm really going to be here or not, but I'm going to finish the best way I possibly can, and let's see if we can go out here, make another bowl game, win some football games, and let's just go out on let's just go out the right way. So hopefully his mindset is still in it. Just got to be aggressive out there, and I don't know, man. You got to get the guys disciplined. No discipline against Vandy whatsoever. And I think a lot of people just that the undiscipline of the guys out there on the field just wanting to start fights. Like, you can't start a fight if you ain't winning. Like, you can't talk smack if you're not winning. You just can't. So maybe we can get that together, and maybe being on the road would be a chance for us to actually get this together. I make 2 games a year. It's a bit of a trip from Paducah. Oh, you. I'm actually. You're closer to me than you are to. Kent, you actually closer to me than you are to Lexington, because I'm in Tennessee. When I get back to the states, which I hope not to have to leave again, it's the land of basketball and pretty horses and fast women. I'm just not seeing that. Let me throw that up there. Oh, don't go off. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can get that. I didn't see this until now. It's the land of basketball, pretty horses, and fast women. I got you, big guy. Absolutely. I'm gonna start that comment because I like it. That's all right there. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm just not seeing it. I happened to look over and I actually seen it, so got to learn. Can't keep doing the same thing. Yeah, I mean, who was that? Kent. I hope if there's ever been a week that Kentucky football has just sat down. I think they should just sit down together as a group and watch every second of that ball game. Just watch it as a group, and everybody has a notepad, and everyone's just taking their own notes on what they see, what went wrong with that, and then I hope they take that piece of paper, tear it out of their notebook, and put it up in their locker, put it up in their dorms, put it in their books, put it everywhere, and go back and look at that, and just say to myself, my goodness, what was we thinking about in there? And bourbon. Somebody said and bourbon. Okay, there you go. Uh, see, there you go. See, Kent's in Paducah. He's in Paducah. So I like how this goes. Jackson Robinson is a manufactured chip is a manufactured chip on his shoulder. He wants so bad to win and prove it. All the other players see that. Things just, and you know what though, Jimmy? That's a reflection of the coach. That's a reflection of his coach that he's been around for the last 2 years. He sees how bad Coach Pope wants it, and he's bringing that over with him when here at Kentucky, and he's hoping to bring players along because it's contagious when you have a player out there who's just really just out there just giving it all, and you know that they're putting everything into it. sometimes that can be very contagious, and the other guys want to go along with what's happening, and it can go both ways. If you have a negative person, some people will gravitate over to that as well too. It's just it's just one of those things that you just kind of like, you know, can we just find a way just to get this better, and we just have to just see how it really all turns out and how it goes. That's for sure. I didn't do this right here. I always forget to do something when I come on here to go live. Um, this is insane. I think I'm gonna have my daughter work for me when she comes home. That's for sure. Let me see if I can do this right here. My apologies for that once again, guys. Let me see. Oh my goodness. Can I just do this right fast? Yeah, do this. Yeah, I think I need somebody to come and help me with this. My wife can't because she's in school, so she can't help me. I gotta tell her she got to get her priorities in order because I need her help for real. Let me just do this right here, right fast. My fault, guys. Content uh, live. Do this right here, right fast. Edit. See if I can do this right here. No, I can't do that right there. But anyway, but yeah, man, I'm just looking forward to I'm looking forward to getting down to Florida. I hope the football team is really ready and locked in and ready to just go down there and just play and just play some solid football, man. And that's all that we can ask for as a team is that these guys that they really really show up and that they put their heart into it and that they really really want to do what's best for the team, and that's go down there and play smart ball and stop getting stupid penalties and just making things happen and just playing the way that they should be happening, because otherwise, you know, why are you even playing football for? Why are you even coming out there on the field for if you can't even do the right thing? So hopefully these guys will get it together and they can go out there and we can definitely win some ball games. That would definitely make it. But I'm looking forward to seeing for basketball. I'm looking forward to seeing Travis and Noah officially run out on the first game in Rupp Arena. I think that's going to be a very very special moment for a lot of people. A lot of people, 65 miles. I just enjoy reminding all the Louisville fans the difference between a dynasty and a wannabe. About 75 miles and 6 national championships. There you go. Yes, that is why he came with Pope. He understands his vision. I agree too as well. So did you guys hear the comments about Rick Pitino when he said that he's never asked if he's ever going to come back go back to Louisville, and I think he said no, he won't, and he basically said I've never been invited before, and Luke Hancock called him a liar and said that he has been invited back to Louisville. He just never had. So, what do you guys thought on that? I mean, Rick is trying to get back into better grace with the fan base of Kentucky. He goes and makes a comment about Louisville. Now, I guess Louisville hates him or whatever. I guess it really doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But you got a Louisville guy coming out calling him a liar and says that he has actually. What does a Louisville graduate say to Kentucky graduate? Would you like fries with that? Okay, that's funny too. In hoops, if Butler is going to be the MVP, he has work cut out for him. The SEC is really guard heavy. Guys like Sirius, Siegler, Hogbert, Wagner, Wade, Taylor, V. I think maybe they was talking about maybe that. Well, I tell you one thing that he has. I tell you one thing um, that Butler has over all those guys that you mentioned. None of those guys are lockdown defensive guys like him. None of them. Prove me wrong. None of those guys are lockdown defensive guys like Butler. So he's already one up on them. So if those guys are going to get beat all the time, then what's going to happen? Ziegler's pretty good with defense, but he gets beat too as well too. Sirius, we just dissected him last year. He didn't make a difference at all last year against us, and he was playing against a freshman. So thanks, Ken. I appreciate it. So if I'm looking at guys on the list, Sirius, we beat him down last year. Ziegler, but besides him, I mean, he had a good offensive game at Kentucky when they played us at home. He did pretty good. Wagner, he's good. Wagner's gonna be okay, but he gets beat too as well. Hargan, um, not really too familiar with him. Wade Taylor's decent, and you got Hefner. So I mean, none of these guys that look like may be at the elite level when it comes to defense as well. Um, but what it wasn't the institution. That's what I was getting at. I just seen the comment by Chris. Um, Luke has invited him back, but the institution has never invited Rick back. So that is uh yeah, he has never what's name. If I'm St. John, Slick Rick is getting fired as my head coach. You best not be donating to another program, NIL, and going to the spotlight events. You a hater, Chris, man. Whatever. He's a Kentucky guy now. Patino knows. Yeah, absolutely. Luke made and that was mentioned in the story too as well. Luke said that he invited Rick back to it because they was trying to get a reunion or whatever, and he invited him. But Rick had to go out there and state, yes, you invited me, but the institution didn't invite me. So if you guys want to have something off campus, I'm all in. But the institution said no, we're not going to welcome Rick Pitino back into the fold just yet as well. So I mean, Rick Pitino won a national championship here at Kentucky. He coached one of the best teams that has almost ever graced the floor. I know people will talk about the UNLV team, which is really good. You're gonna talk about the 5-5, which is really good. Um, but Rick still had one of the best basketball teams that has ever taken the floor. And if you don't think he still don't have love in his heart for Kentucky, regardless of where he's coaching at right now, that doesn't mean that he can't go back to St. John's and still coach and have a great year and still get his team back to the dance in March. That doesn't mean any of that. He's just there supporting the guy that he coached, that he mentored, that he won a national championship with. That means nothing. I had multiple scandals at Louisville, and he expects the University of Louisville to apologize for how he was fired. Rick Pitino is fortunate he wasn't fired beforehand. Yeah, but I don't think he's complaining. I don't think he's complaining about not being able to go back to Louisville. I think he's just making a comment. It's just, I probably can't go back to Louisville. Louisville, they invited me. So it is different between a player and the institution. That's the key word: player and institution. The players move on with their life. The institutions are still there. A dumpster fire, more or less, but they still there. They're almost short of just falling through the cracks of burning down. But we cool. They won't burn. Pope said he argued with Bear, shoot the ball, work to win, not to lose. I'm gonna put this up because I'm just not seeing this too as well. Some of these comments are coming up that I really really like. I see one from Jimmy right here. I'm gonna put up because it just caught my attention. This team is all curious. They want to learn. Pope said he argued with Bear. Shoot the ball, work through to win and not to lose. That's it, man. Like Coach Pope already said, I would beat most teams by 20. See, that's what I'm saying. 96 team was good. Coach Pope literally said, if you got an open shot and you don't take it, you're coming out. If that is not the green light, if you gotta have confidence as a coach. Thanks, Jimmy, for that. I appreciate that. You gotta have confidence as a coach to be able to tell openly the players that, and that you gotta believe in your players that much to be able to say, if you don't shoot the ball, you're coming out. Like, come on, man. You gotta shoot the ball. That's how much our coach believes in our players, because he went out and got the pieces that can shoot the ball. So you got like more pressure on you, man. If I don't shoot this ball, dude, I'm gonna come out of the game. But I think it's about being smart too, as well too. Sometimes it's about turning down a good shot for a much better shot. So I really think that those guys are really gonna see it. Now, once they pass the ball, they gotta be like, please make the shot. Please make the shot because I'm giving up this pass in order to do this. So I still have a 96 T-shirt. What was I at in? I was in 96. Uh, I was depending on what month, but I didn't leave Italy in '96 until September or October. So once again, I missed a lot of that because I was gone. So all of you guys who had the time to really enjoy it in the present, it was you guys was lucky because you guys got a chance to see all of it. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see a lot of that for sure. Um, National champions, thanks for joining in. So it's just a matter of just the football team. Quick little wrap up. It's just a matter of just UK football being away from home. Can they go down there and focus, laser sharp? Did they really not just watch the film, but did they really, really watch the film? Like, did they walk through that door with the mindset is, I need to see what happened. I need to see what I did so bad. I need to see what our team did so bad that we lost that ball game. And that more so is, why do we get so many penalties for? How can we correct this? Because you're not going to be able to go to Florida and you go down there and you make 10 mistakes and you get 10 penalties, you get on the plane with a loss. You're not winning the ball game. So can we get this fixed moving forward? I really, really hope so. And I hope that we don't go down there and just but once again, I look forward to seeing our guys on the road. Our guys look to be more into it. Um, they look to be more excited about being on the road playing football. So let's see if that translates into a win for sure. Yes, the open shots take them, but the best play is awesome also. Yeah, so it's about it's about taking the shot, but you understand though, like I got a shot right here, but I got a guy whose percentage shot at the top of the key is a lot better than mine from the corner. Give that ball to him and let him knock it down because it's about winning the ball game, and it doesn't matter what your stats look like as long as we get the W. And I really think that that's what matters most. Mike, people forget Patino's last time coaching the Rupp Arena as a U of L coach. He gave UK fans the middle finger after UK beat him, and U of L again. Patino, go catch. Yeah, he gave it his too. So as well. So I mean, but hopefully him coming out and Big Blue Man is doing an interview with KSR and all that. I think the yoke or whatever you want to call it has been broken, and I think he's stepping back into a lot of hearts of Kentucky fans. Is that Ricky P is back, back in the good grace or whatever. So I think the 1990-91 team was better than the 96 team, just my opinion, but neither are top five teams all the time. UNLV, Duke, 76 Indiana, 2023 UConn, and 83 Georgetown. Um, we'll have to see, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the 916 was a really good team, that's for sure. But the UConn team last year was not better than the 96 team. They just wasn't, hands down. It just nope. You can call it what you want to, but it is what it is. That UConn team was not better than the 96 team. Vandy 92 was good. See, people's giving love in the past 2 to 3 seasons in football. Kentucky seems to be a better away team than a home team, and I hope that picks up, and I hope that actually carries over into the season. That's for sure. If we can go down there and win a football game, and maybe, sometimes it takes a game for us. I mean, look, man, we hit rock bottom against South Carolina. We just all system failures against Vandy. You just don't know which team out of the guards in this team that you listed, Chris, who could stop Tony Delk. Exactly. Not a lot of teams. Not a lot of players could actually stop Tony Delk. I'm just saying. That guy was something else. But at the end of the day, man, we just want our football team to go and just put forth effort. And if you're going to lose the game, that's okay. Lose the game. But don't lose it in a fashion that you did by getting 12 stupid penalties, and every single penalty happened to be when we had a big play. Barry Brown runs a good he runs a good I mean Barry Brown probably had like 3 different occasions where he had a good game and he got called back because of a holding or something. So those are the kind of penalties that can't be self-inflicted. That we just can't go out here and just beat ourselves. That's for sure too. Uh, Isaiah Thomas, don't be naive. Thomas is NBA Hall of Famer, my guy. Uh, I think that was in the 76 team. No, not 70. He ain't that old. No, he wasn't. He didn't play for them. That's old. Unibrow was the bomb. So the team is all curious. I gotta do this right here so I can see something. I'm missing some of this. Uh, Still, the '96 team is still people will still argue that was one of the best basketball teams of all time. It just is. 2015 through it's greater than '96 team. See, 2015 team was probably better than the 16 team. While we didn't win the championship, I just throw my hands up. Bobby Hurley would stop Tony Delk. Are you kidding me? Hurley may be one of the greatest defensive guards in history. I love the debate. Thomas played on the ninth undefeated Indiana team. Yeah, he doesn't seem that old, man. 76? Wow. But you know what? Isaiah Thomas was actually in the NBA before Jordan. That's why I'm kind of looking at that the way that I am. It just doesn't seem like 76. This seems like so long ago. It just does, man. It seems like so long ago. I guess because it is. I guess because it is. Last year's UConn team is a bold statement. How about UK's 2014 31 and 0 lost to lost to Wisconsin. Yeah, that UConn team is last year is not better than the 2015 team. Now, if you want to say the team is better because they won a national championship, well, they didn't win that championship. Purdue won the national. Was it? Did UConn win last year? I thought Purdue won last year. Who won last year? That's tell you what, short, fun discussion it is. Um, my memory is just gone. Who won the championship last year? Was it Purdue? Purdue didn't win it. Oh, did they? I still hate Leighton. Absolutely. I have seriously forgot who won the national title last year. I guess because it wasn't Kentucky, so it doesn't really matter because I never watched the game if it's not Kentucky playing, I guess. But I can't even remember who won last year. Was it UConn? Did UConn win back to back? Did they win again last year? I can't even remember. That's how irrelevant it is, I guess. But the 2023-2024 team, UConn won. They ain't better than them. Yeah. They ain't better than the West name, bro. I'm telling you. Those guys would never. Appreciate it, though, Chris. That's a good comment. Good discussion, that's for sure. Uh, yeah, so we just basketball season right around the corner. Football's got to go on the road. Vandy should be 5-2 this week after beating Ball State. No wonder they won't. Maybe they won't play. So now I understand. Last two, yep. So last two, UConn blew out Purdue in the second half. So Edie just couldn't get it done, man. So oh well, it happens. But yeah, but UConn won in 2024. Yeah, I was like, my memory was just like team better than people think. My memory just didn't really didn't catch up with me for sure. But I'm a days predicted. So we got. I know he didn't win. Cal too proud to play the players he had. Harrison Twins versus Devin Booker and Tyler Eulis. That's something that we will go on to remember for ages and ages. Is that maybe the right personnel wasn't on the floor. Edie, Edie was Edie was gassed. It took a lot out of him. So are you saying that if he wasn't gassed, maybe they could have beat UConn? I'm just saying, and if that's the case, then does that really make UConn all that great? But the 2015 team for Kentucky, 2014-15 team for Kentucky should have won. We should have won a title. We should have really won a title, and that's if it's ever a time that we was that close to it, it should have been that. That's for sure. But coulda, shoulda, woulda. It's over. We just move on, and we just hope that Coach Pope in the new era is going to bring home a championship or two, or three, or four. Because that sounds familiar. What somebody said. No, they ran Eddie into the dirt in that game, so they couldn't do anything. And that's the Baylor won. Baylor won last year. I don't know for what sport, because it wasn't basketball. Hey, Sandy, thanks for joining the show. I appreciate it. That is for sure as well. So, hey guys, also, probably should have put this out too. I won't be doing a post game show after the blue and white game, but I will upload a video. And Saturday's post game show, once again, put this up before I get out of here. Saturday's post game show after Florida will only be, well, sorry about that. Put that up one more time. Higgins sued Matt Jones after that Final Four game in 14-15. Yeah. The post-game show for Florida will only be here on YouTube. So if you watch anywhere else, you will not see it until the video is uploaded. So I really hope that we beat Florida, so we can all come right here at the YouTube and have a really good time. That's for sure. So I appreciate you guys coming on tonight. Great discussion. Chris, appreciate you, all you guys. Appreciate Jimmy. Thank you so much as well. Jimmy, did you see that I put out a small recruiting video? Not much. And you could tell that it's definitely not what I do on a regular basis. But Jimmy, I did put out a small YouTube video about a Caden Lewis. So please go check that out as well too. Thank all you guys for making the Loyal BBN Fan Show a success. Much love to each one of you guys and your families. Until next time, I appreciate it, and I see you guys Saturday night here live on YouTube for the postgame show. And I really, really hope that Kentucky gets this win over Florida. Otherwise, not going to be a good show. That's for sure. But go Cats. Appreciate it. Love you guys. I'm out.